Let's tilt you down a bit. That's weird. It'll do. It'll do. It's a little weird to me because the screen is cockeyed, but it'll do. So here I am. Why is my volume not? Can you guys hear? Oh, nobody's here to know if anybody can hear me. It seems like my volume might be really low. I'm only getting one little dot for volume. Is that really because I've done something? My channel. Oh, there. Maybe that'll do better. No, that didn't do it. Well, I hope y'all can hear me well enough. To me, the picture looks a little grainy. We're using the laptop today. Welcome to this overstuffed house. Welcome to Warehouse 13, which is the living room. And notice there's no cover up because y'all getting it raw today. We're gonna be working on what has become a big catch-all in the last week, especially because we're moving so much stuff in here so it didn't get lost. Um, Stuff that from previous sales that sold that need to get packed up, um, and other stuff I didn't want to lose. And it's all kind of came in here all around me because of having knowing that we had to bring back all of the stuff from the black hole challenge room. Something is in my eye. And I was determined that it was not going back into the black hole challenge room. So it's like all over down here. Well, I shouldn't say all over. It's not scattered all over the house. It's the bulk of it is in there's easily 75 boxes in the playroom. The majority of the rest is in the dining room at both ends. And then there are one, two, three, four. There's five boxes up on the third floor. Yeah, now I can see better. If I look whited out, darlings, it's because there's no makeup on today. So there's no eyebrows, there's no eyelashes because we're platinum blonde, a little bit of red, so you really can't see them. And I've got two lights on, so it is really bright in here because I need it to be so I can see what I'm doing. So it makes me look like a ghost. I'm well aware of that. That it does make me look like a ghost when I have both light bulbs lit. Just because I'm so pale. Hello. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Save Here First. I've forgotten your first name. I did find out something interesting. I was going through some of the analytics for the channel because I do that periodically. And I thought, for the beginning of this year, I haven't looked at it. And I don't even know when my anniversary date is for the channel. So imagine my surprise when I realized that because I kept thinking in terms of, the channel's like 2 years old. No, no. Come May, wait, I wrote it down. Come May 28th, the channel will be 3 years old. May, that's a couple of months away. So, so yeah, I never had a party for hitting 1,000 subscribers, which I really wanted to do. I never had a party for the 1 year anniversary, which I had wanted to do. And, my health kind of messed all of that up each time. So, wow. Yeah, 3 years already. That was a shock. So, wouldn't it be great if I got to 1,500 subscribers by then? I mean, that's asking a lot. That is asking a lot because right now I'm at 1,023. Wait a minute, I'll find out. Uh, let's go to YouTube Studio because then I can look at the dashboard. I have 1,122, so I've lost somebody. I've lost somebody since the sale. Um, but that happens. YouTube periodically purges anybody they think is a bot, or I've had them purge it. If somebody's channel that I haven't gone and looked at in a long while, it's purged me. So check your subscriptions. If you haven't seen anybody in a while, sometimes they've purged you. But I have 1,122 subscribers. Wouldn't it be awesome if by May 28th we got me to 1,500? That would be fantastic. That would be so, so awesome. In looking at the analytics, there's some things that I was really surprised at. In you can there's analytics, you can change it to lifetime, and that's what I was poking around in. And in there, once you get in there are other analytics that you can poke around and find, but it took me a while to find them, and I don't remember how I found them because now I'm not seeing it. But there were ways that you could look at all these other fancy analytics. And I really was surprised at some of it because let me go back to lifetime and see if I can find the one. No, I'm not going to be able to find it again. These are just the general analytics. No, it wasn't under research. Darn. Now I know. See, now I can't find it again. Um, was it under advanced? I don't think so. But I found a lot of interesting things by being able to do it lifetime. And you can see in the viewer stuff, um, you can see where I got hurt because the first year of the channel, man, the growth was fantastic. And the viewership and the amount of people that were at any of my lives or that were watching the videos, you saw it. Now, there's very few videos that are under 100 people, under 100 views. Most of them are from back at the very beginning of the channel. But you could see, especially with the lives, you could see the amount of things they take into consideration is the amount of viewers, the amount of watch hours, the amount of it actually calibrates the amount of responses in the chat. So if your chat is super busy, that helps your channel. I didn't realize that that really does help your channel. That as much chat as there is in live chats really helps tick it up because it expresses viewer interest, and that's one of their analytics. I didn't know that. That's a new thing. So there's a lot of times I'm watching somebody while I'm working and it's just kind of playing in the background. And I usually go in and I say hello at least, but I'm gonna try to make sure that I at least put in a comment now and then to help everybody's channel out that I watch, just because I didn't realize that actually helps. I was incredibly surprised at the number of countries that I have members from or viewers from. Because remember, it's showing you, I shouldn't say remember because I haven't told you this yet. It's not showing me just membership, it's showing me all viewers when it shows you the country. So apparently, I have enough that I have, of course, the United States and Canada and then India. So apparently, I have quite a few views from people, and quite a few to be from India. And then it had Iraq. It had Iraq. It had Pakistan. It had um, where else was it? It had the United Kingdom. That was pretty high up there. It did not have Germany. Germany, once it hit Germany, it's like somebody at some point in Germany watched in the lifetime of the channel, but it was like point zero something. So and then it also had Singapore, which we all know is our darling Fiona. And so it was interesting to see how far a stretch I had. Italy, I had quite a few people in Italy too, which surprised me. Um, because nobody's ever said that's where they were. But welcome to everybody. I have no problem with that. I love having viewers. Um, but the other thing I noticed, which was a big surprise, is the monetization. I had no idea that what you got from people who do not have the what is it called, the premier YouTube, what's it where is it, it's on my premium. So if you have premium YouTube, you don't see any of the ads. Honestly, the amount of money a YouTube channel gets from premium viewers is like tenths of a penny. I'm not kidding. It was mind-blowing in the lifetime of my channel. Now keep in mind, you're not monetized. You weren't monetized until you hit 1,000. So I've only been monetized for not a whole year yet. But I've only made, get this, in the months of being monetized, because it's not quite been a whole year. We have to go until, oh, I should have written it down, but we have to go until March for it to be a year, for the monetization. I, I've made $5 and change off premium members. Yet when you get to the viewers that are not premium members who actually watch the ads, that's over just over $100. And you don't get paid out until your amount of monetization that you've gotten. They don't pay you until you hit $100. So I was dumbfounded at the massive difference, a massive, massive difference in pay scale. Because I could look up, what the rough average was of what you're getting paid. So, wow, that's huge. So, you know what I did? Because I've been looking for things that I need to cut down on costs. And I had YouTube Premium both for my personal channel and for Tosh, for this overstuffed house. I took it off Tosh. So, um, because I thought, well, then I'm going to, that's taking it off my own account isn't necessarily going to help me, other than it's that amount of money each month I'm not paying out, which will help, because sometimes you have prescription subscriptions and you don't think about. But I thought that's not helping the YouTube community of resellers. And half the time that I have something running or somebody's sale is on, I'm working at something else while their sale is running. So, or I'm watching a video, or I have a video that they've done in the background, and or I'm watching the replay of a live, and the commercial, let the commercials come up, then let them run if it helps all the sellers, all the people in this community. So I took it off, my off of Tosh, and I'm debating about taking it off of my personal YouTube of things I watch, because I got a lot of stuff where they're talks and or they're audio books, and they are, it's not uncommon for these things to be hours long, the audio books. So, I don't know. Especially when it's some of the stuff, I have to make my mind if I'm gonna take that off there. I probably will, as I start figuring out financial stuff, but that's not for this week. So that was a big surprise. So I see CDC Vintage and Mechanical has dropped in. Everything's okay around the house. It's quiet right now. Mike is at work because he's been first shift today. He'll probably be rolling in here in about another 20 minutes. Um, Gary's upstairs going for his afternoon nap. The kittens followed him to the basement, so they're all down there playing in the basement. They love it because they can run. I hate it because they get dirty. It's dusty down there. Uh, right? It's not it's what is it? Well, that is not too much really for all the time you put into vlogs. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean that really is not a lot. And I was dumbfounded at the difference. It really amazed me, the difference. So I wondered because in something from Jeffrey from Nifty Vintage had said is he kind of went and then and then there's your premium members and it was an old video and he goes and they're just and I'm like what's he mean by now I found out what he meant so they really just don't help. I mean pennies help, pennies do help, but it was just kind of a shock to see the vast difference. And it's not just that there's so few premium members. It's actually like figuring out the math to what you're paid percentage wise. Now keep in mind too, the amounts you get paid percentage wise from ads drastically changes in the fourth quarter because all the advertisers are throwing money at everybody to get ads up in that last quarter of the year leading up to Christmas. And that'll usually drop significantly the first quarter and somewhat the second quarter of the year. So it'll probably drop a little bit. But yeah, I was really dumbfounded at the difference. So that was an interesting analytic. Another analytic that I found extremely interesting was the fact that I could look up viewers' ages, not individual people, just in general, no names, no. Um, how much do I get per 1,000 views? Now, see, that depends on if they've watched the ads. There, you have to watch at least 13 or 15 seconds of an ad for it to count as anything. Um, there are skippable ads. There are some that aren't. I occasionally would get ads pop up, not on this channel, but on the other one when I was watching stuff, and it would be a 30-minute ad. Who's sitting there watching a 30-minute ad? That's an infomercial. But you apparently have to watch at least you have to watch at least 15 seconds of any ad for it to even count as any amount towards a channel that you're watching. So I had my first payout. So I've only made so far, I've only had one payout of they paid me $106 and because once it hits 100 they'll give you whatever, and because it paid out at the halfway through in November, halfway through the fourth quarter, then I got $106. So now it's got to build up again to get to that 100. Hi TML. So yeah, it was a real surprise on how that worked, and I'll bet none of you knew about that. But I got a kick out of watching the ages. Now, looking at the ages, the bulk of my audience, depending on which algorithm you're looking at, which sort factor, a lot of my subscribers, the bulk of my subscribers are the age of my siblings. They're 65 and up, and I thank you all. But the average age of my viewers are my age, between age 55 and 65. And I went, oh, okay. I have no problem with that. But then I have viewers that are under age 17. Tiny, tiny percentage. But so I'm guessing that somewhere there's some Boy Scouts that found me and are subscribed. Um, they don't have very many watch hours because their watch hours was so low. It was like not even registered. Like there was a tiny little blip, but it didn't even rank as a full percentage point, and it didn't give you point so and so. It didn't give you less than one full percentage point. And so they were on there, but it didn't have enough for that. So, and I was looking at, for that one, I was looking at the last, I broke it down to look at the last 6 months. Um, I was quite happy though that I have a fair number of viewers that are under age 25. So they're younger than Mike. I know at least one of them. But I love that because, the viewers that are under, and then Mike's group was 25 to 35. And I welcome you all because this way they're learning about the vintage stuff. They're learning about the fact that the older stuff is often better quality than the newer stuff. So, um, TML, I don't have commercials on lives while I'm doing them. I will go back in when the live is over and then I monetize it. You would see commercials if you go back and watch you should be seeing commercials if you go back and watch any previous live. I also found a glitch in something I did. I have a drop sale for craft ribbon and it's not under videos because my phone, the old phone, was to the point where it wouldn't let me film long enough to film a drop sale. So I had to do it as a live and then post it. So it's on the drop sale playlist, but if you just go in when you first go to a channel, the first page that pops up is all the videos, not the lives. You have to actually go across the top of the screen and click on that. So there's a drop sale hiding under the lives for craft ribbon. And it's the typical solid color acetate kind of ribbon that's used for usually making bows. I've used this stuff for scrapbooking. For I used to make with rubber stamps and all kinds of fun little stuff. I used to make my own stationery, and I used to make cards and sell them. And I used to use some of it for that because it works so well with like this kind of glue, with stick glue, with a glue stick. Stick glue. Yeah, my brain's not. So so it works really well for that kind of stuff. So it works great for like journaling. I would think it would work great for that because it's flat so you can glue it flat and not have any problems. Like with fabric ribbons, you could sometimes have problems because depending on what it's made out of, the fabric sometimes can change color reacting to the glue. But that drop sale's not gotten very many views because it's under the lives instead of under the videos. And it's the only one like that. So I think that's a problem too. Is everybody comes to you actually have to go looking for a channel's lives. You don't get everything as one big list. You when you come to the channel page, you automatically get all the videos first. So I hear kittens. They want out of the basement. I'll be right back. Let me go let them out. And you can admire, you can play Where's Waldo in the view behind me. All right, you little monsters, I'm coming. Who's coming out? 1, 2, 3, come on. 4. Who's missing? Come on, who am I missing? There we go. Hello, little girl. Come on. Oh, where are you going? Come on. Come on out. Come on, little boy. There we go. Everybody out. Let me pass. You have to let me pass to get back there. Oh my goodness. That gets them all settled. There's Nora. Nora, you are in the fairy realm. Did you see there was a video for the fairy realm members today? So I'm trying. I'm trying to create more content. And that's not a bad idea. If you get a channel that's a long commercial, you get up and you go do something else and then come back. Yeah, that's a way to do it. Nora is the memberships I have. There are the $1.99 a month is the basic membership, and that gets you the special night owl emojis. And then the Fairy Realm gets videos that they just see. Hello, Val. And they also get drop sales a day ahead of time before you guys do. And the thumbnail I used for today is the loopy owl because I named them all. There is the night owl, there's the OCD owl, there's the loopy owl. I forget, there's a fourth one, I think. And I've forgotten. Is that the morning owl? Might be the morning owl. Um, but the one I used was the loopy owl because his wings are like all over the place. I was like, yeah, that's yeah, that's what I felt like today. So I have my list, and oh, okay, no pressure for you to make content, right? Well, I appreciate you being at my channel. Yeah, see, Nora put the 4 in. So the night owl is the brown one. The morning owl is the little pink one. I think the little red one is the OCD owl, and then the one with the yellow one with the wings. That's the loopy owl. So we've all had those days where we can't stay focused. Everything's chaos. Or we're or there were times when I was on the pain meds, the serious pain meds, where I was a little loopy. And we all know that Nancy has ADD, and the brain just goes, oh, you know, I lose. I have lost track of thought in conversation with you guys, and you've all just laughed at me. You know you have, because it's funny. But I have my little list. Getting live done today was one of them. Figuring out a drop sale. Well, that's turning into a challenge. There, I started going. There'll be boxes of books. I'll make a drop sale of books. Because they're so heavy, Mike put all the boxes of books on the bottom. On the bottom of that massive pile that's in the playroom that goes to the ceiling. The pile that goes so high that I'm going to need to bring the step stool down from the second floor to be able to reach stuff to get it off the top. So far, I only have 5 books for this drop sale. 5 books this drop sale does not make. So, but it will be there eventually. And we'll see what happens. There should be, Trusty Huckster has been trying to figure out a drop sale every month. And I don't have the final list yet, but there should be another one of those coming up with me for next month for February. I should be included in that one. If you want to see any of the drop sales, I will put on a drop sale if something has closed. So you can usually go back. I made them as a playlist, and you can usually go back and see recent ones and then put it in the comments if you saw anything you liked. That's the easiest way to find that ribbon one too, is just look for it on the drop sales. But I'm trying. My list is a little behind because I was supposed to pack an invoice on Friday, and I woke up Friday was a mess because after the live, I for some reason was wide awake. And so I was up and finally fell asleep about 7 o'clock in the morning. Slept for 2 hours. Well, no, 6:30 in the morning, because I slept for 2 hours, woke up at 8:30 and went, "Why am I awake?" And then I woke up at 10:30 and was wide awake. So I was groggy and just didn't feel good all day, and I was back in bed by um I went to bed at 7:30 that night. Woke up at 3 a.m. and went, no, I'm not. I'm just gonna put some meditation stuff on from YouTube on my phone and go to bed, go back to bed. So then I fell asleep until 8:30 the next morning, and then I felt so much better. But boy, I just was dragged out, and I got nothing for Tosh done at all on Friday. Yes, you saw Elrond. Elrond just whipped over. He went over to the window over there, the one that he likes to climb the curtain, and has bent the rod. I'm amazed he hasn't dropped that thing on his head yet. Little stinker. So that was Elrond. Elrond will be staying. Actually, at this point, it's beginning to look like they're all staying, because I've not heard back from the nurse. But as an ER nurse, she could have got called in. Um, but I still am going to try. Gonna give it one more try to get Arwen adopted by her. And at this point, then it looks like, I mean, really, never thought it'd be this hard. Kittens adopted. Hi, what you doing? Don't touch that lamp. You already knocked over that lamp. And luckily, I did not hear anything break, because that lamp was porcelain. Yeah, I see you. But what do you think? You have to come this way. No, this way. Oh, you're gonna go the hard way. Come on, man. Come here. Oh, put over. Take a ride. Your feet are wet. Oh, I know where you were. Were you playing in the water bowl? Is my kitchen floor a big puddle, sir? It, I don't mind the kitties sometimes, for a water bowl. If there's no movement, they have a hard time seeing things, and water's clear. And so a lot of times cats will put their paw in the water just to make sure there's water there. This idiot likes to pull it out. He keeps doing this, and look, you go hide, because I'm talking about you, and I knew what you do. You go hide your head. He'll empty it. He'll empty, and it because it's a ones Mike got that have a bottle on it that feeds more water to it as it goes down. This little sucker will keep playing with it till he empties the bottle, and has soaked my kitchen floor. So they don't get a full bottle in there anymore. I put about a third of the bottle in, so that I don't have a messed up floor, because that much water was going through the cracks in the old linoleum. Because uh, it 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 is very, very old linoleum from the 40s. But it leaked right through the floor, and I get down to the basement, and it leaked on top of my chest freezer. Let's see. We would, but Ruby's like the doctor. She's finally the queen of the castle here. Yeah. She's adjusting finally. I think she's finally settled in, though the only one she's still not thrilled with Arwen, unlike other females. And Gimli's an idiot. Gimli keeps trying to push the envelope. And it's not like he wants to play. He's challenging her. And she's having none of it. Absolutely none of it. But she now comes in, and she'll eat with them. Not next to them, but she's about a foot and a half away now, where her bowl is. So she now eats with them, which is great. Um, and, and that's a plus. And she now has been known to come up in Mike's room if we're up there and I'm on the little couch, and she'll sit on the arm of the couch and let me pet her. while there's a kitten on my lap. Before, that was never going to happen. She'd see kittens, she'd hiss, she'd run out of the room again. So, and she started sleeping last week. She started sleeping in Mike's room when Mike leaves his door open, and all the kittens are also sleeping in there. So they're all sleeping in the same room. So there's been improvement. I guess she's finally realized they're not going anywhere because it's beginning to look like they're not. So if Mike moves out in the spring, I'll still have 3 kittens because I'll end up with Elrond and Frodo and Arwen, and that was never ever the plan, and the doctor. The plan was for me to have the doctor and Elrond. That's it. And Mike was going to have Gimli. And then when Mike talked about moving out, Gimli and Aragorn are bonded, so he'll keep both of them. This was never in the plan. So let's see what we got today. I've got my list. I'm backlogged because luckily for Friday, I only had like 3 things on there, but I had like 3 hours at 2 of those things because I was supposed to spend 3 hours packing and invoicing and then 3 hours refilling the eBay store and the Etsy store and then spend 2 hours working in my kitchen. And the only thing I got done was 2 hours in my kitchen. So I had all the dishes done, had a clean stove, clean floor. Didn't quite get all of the refrigerator cleaned because I'm too short. The top shelf to get way in the back, well, to wipe off the glass shelves, I'm too short for. But I did get a good bit done out there, and that was all I got accomplished on Friday. So that kind of bumps everything to other days. So luckily for Sunday, I just had a light day. But I did make a little progress on the dollhouse yesterday, but I also made progress on all those boxes that were in the dining room. Oh, okay. The box is coming. You're going to get it out. I was wondering. So I'm like, no box has shown up. Well, thank you. I look forward to seeing that. I really do. I had a couple packages show up because I did splurge lately. I had a butterfly scarf that I got from Michelle at Comfy Cozy Living because these long narrow scarves I tend to wear all winter long. I forgot and left it upstairs. Just because it helps keep the heat in around your neck, especially when it's something open like this, and it helps keep you warm. Because I cannot have the pull tabs out or these little monsters think they're toys. And whoops. And next thing I know, I've got a kitten claws grabbing at my chest. So no. And so I got that. And then I picked up from Maria of California Thrifter. She had spools of some really tiny craft pearls, and I need them to make more ornaments. So, because I'm out, so I did get that. So I need to double check this basket. Now, this was one of my Christmas presents for Mike because it's yellow, but it's Wawa. His thing is that this way I could have something that I did not have to worry about the kittens knocking over. And I could have like 20 ounces of tea in here and have it up here. He thought it looked more professional than having the big thing of water over there for my lives. So Leon the tuxedo cat. Yeah, that's definitely Leslie. Hello, hon. This is the wish book. from Sears. Now I know this, that has to be packed with the other one. I need to get everything out of here that had sold. And I don't think I did. I think some of it's still in there. Now that didn't sell. That can go on Etsy. What did you do? I heard that. That scared me. What did they knock over? What did they knock over? Okay, the Roy Rogers set is going to have to go on eBay. That's going on Etsy. There we go. This goes to Fiona. I get that out of there. Helps you standing on its bottom. What else? Brass holder to Fiona. The wooden toy pieces are already shipped to Nettie. I hear Kitty. Hello, Pat Doodles. You know, Pat, I thought of you recently because when I was clearing stuff at the dining room table, I found a baby doll called a real baby doll. And it's got a battery pack in the back and it moves and all that. And I needed to ask your help about how to properly clean it so I don't mess it up because the eyes are painted on and I'm afraid to do damage to them. So, Miracle on 34th Street, that's underneath here. That's got to sell. This little thermometer did not sell. Plate did not sell. I'm sure this sold. Kitty sold. And that did not sell. And these are going on to eBay. They're old wooden curtain rings, like 1800 style curtain rings. I'll show them to you. Back in the day, you sewed your curtain. Now I need to clean them up still. So I recently found them. They would go over a wooden rod, and then they had this little eye thing, and you would sew your curtain to the rod, to the loop thing. But they were from the house in Norwood, my great grandparents' house, and the rods at this house are too big for those kind. So, because there are wooden curtain rods at the front entryway, there are wooden rods at the living room door and then at the dining room door. And it's to help block the draft coming in from when you open. I have Dawn, soft sponge. Now, hair's painted on too. You can wash their hair in Dawn and a regular. I never thought of using conditioner on a doll's hair. Ah. Yeah, because the other reason I thought of you is I found yet another bag of just doll clothes. Except these look like they're all Barbie. The box of doll clothes upstairs is all kinds of dolls. That's gonna be a challenge. Okay, so we're gonna tuck this in here and this one in here. And that. Because that's gonna become the eBay bag. Because I got to the point where I don't know where some stuff is that I know I want you safe from the children. You'll go right there. Because that's part of the problem. Oh, you'd love to see the Barbie clothes? Well, I'll tell you what then. When I have a table, because it's the dollhouse is in the way. So when I have the end of the dining room table, we can lay out the Barbie clothes because then honestly, if somebody could help me date some of these, that would be a huge help. The Barbie I grew up playing with was my sister's red-headed bubble cut Barbie. So the Barbie that I knew was the one from the 50s, and this is not. I don't know. I have no idea what decade any of these clothes could be from because I didn't have that. I had the older stuff from my big sister. That's so I never, other than Hawaiian Barbie, I never had any other Barbie. They just didn't buy me Barbie stuff because why? You have your sister stuff because my sister was 14 years older. So, and all that is now back with my sister when she had little girls. So, but yeah, that would be a big help. That's the stuff for my phone. That is another packing out. That's not that is meant to be recycled. Reference book. Hello. Which one of you got Aragorn? So tell her Pat Bubble Cut is early 1960s? Really? Well, it still could have been Phyllis's because I didn't come along till 1965, and she's 14 years older than I am. Oh, here comes the other one. Where are you going? Well, they loop around and then see now there he is. They have a path. Now you gave Aragorn attention. Now he wants attention. There's going to be a never-ending stream of kittens to Mike, you know. So, though his own cat is annoyed with him, so has been ignoring him. Mike came home with food from Wawa and decided to lock all the kittens out so that he could eat, eat his lunch. And Gimli took offense. He's not been happy with Mike. uh, this is for those of you that like the old lithographed prints. Sadly, this book has no color prints in it. But let me find the landscapes and you might recognize some of them because everybody usually knows the landscapes. Okay. Now, sadly, none of these are in. I've seen this one out in the wild. I've seen this one. These are all by R. Atkinson Fox. Now, a lot of times people look for Maxfield Parrish landscapes, and but the ones you most commonly see are a lot of R. Atkinson Fox and, well, it shows backwards on that screen, William M. Thompson. Now, this is an identification book to help you identify them. And it's set up, there's even mountains and waterfalls and streams and cows, and there's portraits of women. So, and they were the big ones in the market by CDC of prints that you could buy for the growing middle class for your home. Now, Enchanted Girls, there's one especially that often gets mistaken for Maxfield Parrish because it's set up very much like some of his. You see this one down here? There's a girl here leaning against a pillar, and there's a cloudy sky, and it's framed by a garden. Now, there's a lot of Maxfield Parrish prints that look like that. And that one often gets, it's part of his Daydreams series. And that often gets mistaken for Maxfield Parrish, but it's not. I know I've seen Jeffrey at Nifty Thrifty. He's picked up a bunch of prints like that and sold them. And a lot of his have been Atkinson Fox. I love them. I own 2, but have nowhere to hang them yet. But it will go onto my that can go. Collector's Press. I don't know if they still exist. Actually, we'll keep that and I'll look them up. Those reference books are helpful, though I do wish that one had been in color. I was looking for this book, The Earth and Its Story. I was reading this, and you cats stole my bookmark. It's fascinating to me. It's from 1896, but it's all about geology, and finding, like, there's a whole different section that's on fossils that have been found in the area. Well, the area he's talking about is Philadelphia. It's my area. He talks about quarries that were active at the time he wrote the book that now is closed, and it's where people learn to do scuba diving. They use the quarry, that particular quarry, as a place to go diving and to teach diving, since we're kind of far away from the coast. And so I thought that was a real interesting read, and I liked reading it, and then I lost it in the pile, and then when I found it, the kitten stole my bookmark. Little stinkers. Any bookmark with a tassel. Okay, this has to go away in the box of Christmas stuff because I'm looking for the other. I will not be putting any more little Christmas goodies into packages. So this can all go in my bin of that I have to start refilling as I find Christmas stuff. Oh, I thought I could tie that shut like that, but I'm going to need a twist. Actually, no, I'm not. I know what I can do. Painter's tape is great for more than just painting. You've gone diving in 2 old PA quarries. Well, I'm not surprised they're called muck divers, because they don't really have a place to learn that's because you really don't want to learn in the ocean. You want still water place. And the bad part of the quarries is it's a lot of silt. Wait. Oh yeah, you're at Cheery Acres. I remember your garden. And you know what they did this past year? That lovely terraced walled garden. They did not originally do this when they first built that new house up there, but they've torn out all the terrace and extended everything, and now there's this great big wall. That's no fun. That is the paper I was using. Tissue paper. I don't know what this is. Oh, this is old catalogs. The ghost will get them. I have to do a film of this one. Isn't this gorgeous? I had to do a video of this. It's an art and needlework catalog from 1926. And look at those dresses. They're gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Even the aprons they had, like the back had aprons, and then it had ornament, I think, in the nightgown. They're gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So I need to do. I have a couple of old catalogs that I want to do, film series of. So, but the first one's the dollhouse. Tidying up. I renamed it. It's not restoring the dollhouse, it's tidying up the dollhouse. That will also include the contents. And we'll take a look at what's there because there is a little bit of news about the dollhouse, but I'm saving that for the video I have to film because that has to be done I want that to drop on Wednesday at about 6 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, that, if I remember right, that did not sell. Isn't that pretty? I'm so tempted. It's prints to wear. It's an iron-on transfer for onto a t-shirt or something. But I'm very tempted to put that on a piece of good quality cotton or linen and make that a pillow. I like that, but it did not sell. So into the basket it goes. This is the jewelry for eBay. That's Fiona. Oh man, they're falling apart more than they were before. I had some vintage patterns. They got lost in the pile. There's only 3 of them, but they are very brittle. They're very, very brittle. The paper, but the cover came off completely of that one. And it's just because where they were, like the sunlight hit them in the dining room, so they became extremely brittle. But you know what? I can use the old patterns, even if I can use the patterns as wrapping packages if I have to. Because they've all completely crumbled. All the envelopes have crumbled. But that's a tux pattern. Jacket and pants, those are so common that doesn't have a great value. Yeah, I mean, if I could save them, because the illustration ones people like, but this one's kind of faded and very brittle. But the other one, there's one for the women. Now, the one image has a tear through it, but I could probably salvage that one. And possibly. We'll see what I can do. If not, it's packing material. More packing material. Whole bag of jewelry. A whole bag of jewelry down there that I have to put on eBay. Or figure out a way to do it because I had some of that in a sale. This should not even be in here. That's a pre-made lace applique. That shouldn't even be in here. How did see what I mean? It's such a catch-all in here. I don't know. It must have been in a box with something else. And Leslie, since you're here, I have that, and that's gonna get packed up for you with a Christmas present that didn't get sent before Christmas. Oh, now I'm gonna have to double check. I don't know if this got sold or not. See, that's the problem is like some stuff got tucked into little things, and now I don't remember if these got sold or not. So this is why I want to find the stuff, because then I can go through, once the live is over, I'll go through my list and I'll make sure, because I don't know. Now this is a pretty little bowl. This looks like Lennox. It's got that cream color that Lennox has. But of course, there's a sticker over it. Let me see. Oh, you made that so tiny. Yep, Lennox. It is a Lennox piece. Look at how pretty that is. Oh, it's glaring out. But there's little, that's a butterfly. Just a pretty little bowl. How fancy would it be to feed the cat out of a Lennox bowl? So yeah, I suspect this may. Oh, there's a note in there. Let's see what the note is. Oh, the note's one of my old packing lists. Yeah, there's a person I haven't seen or heard from in a long while. Book Bewitched. I sent her a card over Christmas just to let her know I was thinking about her. I haven't heard anything back. I think I just used, because all of this stuff was sent. So I think I just used this as padding between this and another bowl that's in here. So if I find that this stuff, this is another Lennox piece, pretty little thing, little flower. Yeah, it's got price tag on it. I picked it up at Goodwill, but there's no date. Probably because this is the kind of, look at the inside as a butterfly. This is the kind of cereal bowl size I like, and I have one left because my brother has a history of sitting stuff down on his floor behind his desk chair and rolling over it, or knocking it off the desk, and he's clumsy. So I only have the one. So that one was probably meant to be uh, for me for cereal. So I'm guessing none of this was, but I will double check. You just got a preview because other than the one for a cereal bowl, if these did not sell, these will be in the next live sale, which won't be for another week and a half yet. Wow. I don't think Book is allowed to contact. Uh-oh. That worries me. I don't like the word allowed. That's a little worrisome. For reasons that are not my tale to tell. But I hope she's okay. I really hope she's okay. She's survived so much stuff. Don't want anything to be backtracked. I haven't heard from Lois Egan or seen her lately either. I had sent her a box. She'd paid for some stuff, and I sent her a box. And then she always emails me when she gets the box. No email. Tracking says it was delivered. No email. I sent that box in November. Emailed a couple times. No email. So I sent a Christmas card. It didn't come back, but I also didn't get a response. So, well, I'm glad she's around. And lots of people change their names now and then. She was a lot of fun and was such a regular, especially but a lot of people who were regulars during the lockdown, we don't necessarily see because, their lives have gotten busier because they've for various reasons. Yeah, I see you, Leslie. I see the comment. Ignoring that comment. Oh, you're another eBayer. It's only one, but he is Beswick and from England, and I knew what he was as soon as I saw him. I did snag him from a Goodwill. They usually always came in pairs for on your mantelpiece, and I only have the one, but he's Beswick, so he's definitely he's got to go in the basket. He's an eBay guy. Oh, look, laundry. Oh my goodness. I don't think any of you guys would need this to be in the book sale. Small theater handbook. I don't know that any of you do community theater. I had quite a few theater handbooks that I picked up um, over the years. A lot of them early on out of college. Through college. My mic keeps cutting out because I keep forgetting I'm not on my phone. On the phone, I can turn a little bit away and it's fine. But I'm on the laptop and I keep forgetting that I have to be directly at the laptop. And so without being directly at the laptop, then it's going to cut out. And I thanks for reminding me because I keep forgetting that. And the new phone picks up really well. The laptop is old and it's not going to pick up too well unless I'm directly at you guys. So I think this one's just going to get donated because I don't see where the small theater handbook would be worth putting into the drop sale. What we got here? Oh, another set of those. That's egg toddlers, another set. And we're going to put that in a different because there's going to show up the drop sale. I know I still have 2 egg toddlers that sold that I have to mail out. And progress. We have a little progress. I wondered where this went. This is my makeup. Not that I wear makeup every day, but I like to before the sales so I don't pale out. Fashion art. None of these sold. And the Mary Englebright ones I'm saving for a Mary Englebright sale. So I think some of these are going to I'll set them aside for a craft sale. I found one of the boxes we moved back. A lot of the boxes we moved back are craft stuff. So there's going to be a lot of cross stitch and needlepoint flyers, the leaflets. So there will probably be a sale that's honestly so far I think I've found 15 of them and only 5 of them was I keeping. So as I get through these craft boxes, there's going to be sales that are craft specific coming up. So so that's another thing we're going to see. So any of you that do cross stitch, needlepoint, any kind of crafting, keep an eye out. There will have to be craft specific sales. The hard part is having space to store the stuff. Hello, sir. Yes, what? What do you want? I know what you want because I'm in the fuzzy sweater. Say hello, Gimli. Are you going to make biscuits and nuzzle my sweater? I'm not mom, you know. Sadly, Morgan's not here. Morgan passed away when a car decided to hit her. What? This is Mike's cat. This is Gimli. He is just about as big as the doctor and almost as heavy. The difference being he's 9 months old, soon to be 10. And the doctor is 10 years old. What? Yep, here we go. He's going to make biscuits and he shoves his face. And he only does this because of this sweater. This sweater is very fuzzy. And this is the only thing he does this on. He thinks he's nursing. Oh, what? Gary just opened something in the kitchen? Nope, you're still gonna, yeah, go to the kitchen. Go pester Gary. I can't hold him for too long because he's just getting too heavy. You start making my back twitch. Yeah, yeah. I know you love this sweater, honey, but you have to go down. Go on. Go. Go. Don't look back. No. There you go. Get over there. Oh my. No, this is not a toy. You guys have unwrapped this. They think this is a toy. That's been a problem. Carrie's hollering at some kitty. I hope y'all didn't hear that. Because if you did, that language will get me demonetized. This is why I did not want to keep 3 cats. Because Gary, who says he would like to keep Frodo, he's not of a temperament to have this many animals around. He thinks they're cute and all, and he loves them. But the minute they do anything that annoys him or gets in his way, he cusses like a sailor. He screams at them, shouts at them, and then threatens to say stupid crap like, I should throw you outside. No. And all it does is stress me out. So, no. If I had to choose between animals and Gary, I think I'd choose the animals some days. But, so yeah. Oh. So hopefully they can stay away from that roll long enough for me to get stuff packed up because they like to unwrap. But yeah, so Gary was shouting. One of them apparently got up on the counter and was about to knock over the pencil can. I'm guessing that's Frodo because the only one we've really had a problem with training about no counters, no tables, no counters. It's Frodo, the one he wants to keep. Frodo has stolen things off counters. He has he has gotten a hold of I had dental chew treats. They're gone. He ate an entire bag of them because he got up on the counter and I found the bag empty. And one day I was here and I heard crinkle crinkle noises. Well, he had stolen the second bag and he was heading into the playroom with it and had it ripped open before I got out there to him and was chowing down on it like no no no. No, Michael found him with a bag of pasta that he'd ripped open. He just, yes. What do you want back? Gimli, he gets very Gimli. This one gets persistent. When I'm in this sweater, he gets real persistent about wanting to be on me. Yes. Here we go again. Nose into my sweater. So some things are a challenge. Frodo has failed in his training about no counters and no tables. Gimli has failed in his idea that, this fuzzy sweater is not to be, not, I guess it reminds him of kittenhood, and I'm not mom, but I'm mom. If this sweater is anywhere where he can lay on it and I'm not wearing it, he does the exact same thing. It's something about the fuzzy. Sweetie, you have to go, darling. I know you don't have many toys left, but you have to go. Go find a crinkly ball or something. No. Go find your dad. Go find Michael. How am I going to get you down? Go. Go. No. Go. Dude. Stretching out like that with you is painful. So no. 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 Go away. Go lay down. Stretching him out like that, trying to move him, is painful. We're trying to keep the naproxen to once a day, and I have not had it yet. Okay, Christmas cards, unused, modern. Those are the ones I was putting in your packages. They can go into the box. Yeah, and you're also not seeing as many YouTube resellers. There was someone, and I had somebody ask me about her recently, and I can't remember her name, but she used to sit and do them at a table, and she had this beautiful flowers crewel work, this beautiful crewel work stitchery image behind her. This, and it was big. It was a big floral thing. It was great looking. I don't know where he thinks he's going. And I can't remember who it was. And I haven't seen her pop up in my feed in a year. But I also know there are some resellers that Daniel from Tacky Is Me. Oh, dude, you're too big for this. That's the other reason why I keep the blanket up behind me, not just for visuals during lives, is because they don't trust the blanket to walk across it. But if he sees a box, he tries to walk across it. But Daniel is he's had to go back to work in retail because it's not an easy thing to do this full time, and it's a lot of work. I'm beginning to keep track of the ones who this is their job, like looking at Tisha and how many sales she's got to do each week to make this your gig. Um, well, it shouldn't be going out if I'm facing you. That's odd. Now, there's another reason why I prefer to usually do these on my phone, but I don't have enough StreamYard hours left. So I had to do it on here because I knew this would probably be 2 hours, and I have about an hour of free StreamYard time left. Uh yeah, bubbly wrap is not meant to be a toy for kittens. Uh-huh. So, oh, I have to email her because I'm not sure she wants that stuff. Now that she's moved, that box may not be going to Canada. Where was I? Cat distracted me and the brain just went whoop. Oh well. Oh well. Oh well. It happens. Oh, I have to empty this. I have to empty this out. Because this will be saved for the Mary Engelbreit sale, but it's got a bunch of odd bits in it. Add that to the Add that to the list of I'll do it when I have some space. Pretty sure that ashtray is not, I know that ashtray is not where I thought it was. So, little wax dots to decorate your candles. Those didn't sell. I'll probably make those into better cards. Um, but Daniel from Tacky is Me he says he's giving up reselling. Catherine Young, who has stunning stuff, she's had to back up how much she's doing and get a part-time job, I believe she said. I believe she's another one. Some of the bigger channels are jumping to Whatnot, so they're pulling back from somewhat how many sales they're doing on YouTube. And but I watch Trisha and I see the vast amount of sales that she does. And wow, to make this a full-time gig, I've really got to get that Black Hole Challenge going. I've really got to stick to this new goal for my year that I started and planned out the day after Christmas because I still can't lift more than 15 pounds without pain. Um, and it tires very easily. I have so little stamina, it's pathetic. I need to walk every day, and we've had rain every day, so that hasn't happened. Not the last 3 days anyway. Um, because I have to get to Trisha's level because this has to be my job for the foreseeable future, unless we suddenly can magically figure out how to get a spine to release one pinched nerve. The other one isn't pinched anymore, but the damage may never heal, and one disc is compressed. So unless that all magically fixes itself, this is it. And I can't see anybody in retail hiring me if I can't lift because they always ask that. You have to, every job I've ever had, the minimum I've ever had was you have to be able to lift at least 30 pounds. And I cannot do it. I can't do it without my back screaming. And and then I'm screwed up for an hours. So yeah, that's well, yes, he has had some sourcing problems. Um Plumbing problems are no joke. I know there was a year before when I was in between jobs, and it is easier to find a job when you already have one. But I wondered when I left the art museum when I was downsized, why I was not getting interviews. Why was I not, getting anything? Well, it turns out that they just a few months, like literally 4 months or 3 months after they let me go, they let the woman who was my boss go. And I didn't know it. So I'm still trying to use her as a reference. So they didn't have a previous employer to talk to anymore. Because the first 3 months, yeah, I was getting interviews and I was getting callbacks and then it just stopped. And out of I know I kept track at one point. Out of 120 applications, I had gotten 8 interviews. One of them was Wawa because that's when I found out that she was no longer there, I started tracking it. And but at by that point, by the time I got hired at Wawa, I was so thankful to get a job at Wawa because I had gone for a month with no electric. Now, luckily, that was the coolest June we'd ever had in this area. And a good friend lived on the third floor of the apartment house. It's a converted mansion but he lived on the third floor, and he would let me, I had the key, and he would let me come over while he was at work, and I'd charge up my laptop and I'd charge up my camera, and I could then, while I was over there charging it all up, eBay had Turbo Lister that you could use at that point, and I would upload all the eBay sales from Turbo Lister and upload it all to eBay, and then I'd work on answering emails, writing down what I needed to ship, and once it was charged, I'd come back home and I would do some more, but I'd leave it turned off, and then I literally found out that I could pick up his Wi-Fi if I went to the fence out here in my side yard and stood at the fence line. I could pick up his Wi-Fi so that in the evening, about 8 o'clock every night, I could check my emails and see if there were any other sales. I'd be out in my yard with a flashlight trying to write down addresses for shipping. It was crazy, but that's what I needed to do. And you can do that, but you cannot go without plumbing. You can't go without water. And it became a choice of paying certain other bills, including the plumbing, for water. Now he's got plumbing issues that are causing a problem. So, hey, if there is any way any of us can help Daniel out, I would be grateful, because I know when I had heating oil issues and heater issues, this community, spearheaded by Trisha, helped me out a great deal. And if any way we can help Daniel out for that plumbing, we got to figure out a way. I don't know if he has I don't know if he has super stickers or anything like that on his channel on Tacky Is Me, but we got to figure something out. So maybe we can all put our heads together and figure something we can do, because you can't go for long without plumbing problems and sourcing problems. If you don't have stock, I got enough stock for the next 3 years, but it's not necessarily going to fall into some of the vintage I had been selling. Like, I do source for stuff I know the community is looking for, especially glass, because I didn't inherit any glass. But for the most part, 90% of every sale was stuff from here. But now I'm kind of through a lot of those boxes of the breakable stuff. So now it might shift a little bit, but I will keep looking for that. For Daniel, it was a lot harder. Oh, he has an Amazon wish list. Now, see, I just saw his talk yesterday morning, and he didn't mention the Amazon wish list. Okay. Oh, Kathy, I will find that. I will find the link for his Amazon wish list, and I will tag it in the description for this live so that we can have it in there and see. Like, I know the only thing he said is, like, he's thought about a GoFundMe on when it had his live on Saturday morning, but he hadn't really done anything about that and hadn't thought about it. Honestly, if he does one, I'm going to put it here, because so many of you have been so helpful for me, even with the cats. But I know this whole reselling community has a big heart, because I know you guys, it's something that Trisha spearheaded on Sandy and Otto's channel, helped me get. There was a fundraiser for me because of getting a heater, and when I got the grant for the heater, it did not cover anything that was not directly right at the heater. So there were pipes that needed to be replaced that went the width of this house to get to the radiators on that side of the house that were cast iron and so clogged up, and they had to be replaced. A feed line of water to the radiator had to be replaced. None of that, none of those other little things were paid for by the grant. The grant literally paid for the heater itself and the installation of the heater. Any pipes beyond 2 foot away from the actual heater were not covered. So yeah, this community was a great help for me. So we're gonna figure out ways to help Daniel. because he's got to get that plumbing fixed. He can't keep going without water. Okay, so enough said about that. Let's keep going here. I was gonna say I need to take a bathroom break. I can't get out. Well, all right. Uh, okay, this one's empty, but this sounds like okay. This should be in the box of stuff. This is a necklace and earring set, and it's tarnished. It's tarnished. I need to get it polished up, but this is Silpata. Well, I think that's going to be backwards to you guys. But I know they do better on eBay, which is what some of that jewelry. Where'd I put it? Here it is. I lost the bag. I did make a mistake once at one of my live sales on jewelry, and I had a sterling silver bracelet that somebody got a deal because I sold it for $20 and found out later I finally identified the maker's mark and it was worth more than 20. But I don't mind. I got it for pennies because it was in the bag of jewelry that I got the very first time I went to the bins, the Goodwill bins, which is all the way down in Delaware. So I haven't been there in a long time. But I had gone and I've already made my money back on what that thing cost me. So somebody got a deal and I got money for it too. I'm happy. I'm just surprised. But I'm okay. I'm happy. Oh, this all fell out of the boxes. I haven't even sorted this stuff yet. I like yellow. Um, you know what? That's who I haven't seen pop up in my feed in a while. Perfecting Pearls. Because she really loves yellow stuff. But I bought a pair of yellow earrings off of her, and this would match them. Okay, I see a plate. Oh yeah, we've all done that. We've all sold something that turned out that oops, we maybe should have thought about where it was going to go. That has a flea bite in it. And it looks like a new flea bite. Darn it. Darn. Teeny little flea bite. And it's Limoges, France. Darn. From bouncing around in here. Wait, you don't match. That's beautiful. Look at that. But that doesn't match that saucer. That does not match that saucer at all. Ugh. Both? Okay. Now they're all tangled. The only one of these I bought for me was the yellow. You know, it was a church sale. It was the end of the day, and they had clear out prices. That's pewter. Noah's Ark. Boy, that's a lot of work. That's a very detailed pin. Okay. This is the one. Isn't that gorgeous? That's the one that goes with that little saucer, which unfortunately now is chip. Bunch of earrings in here. Screw back. All right. So this is one I have to sort out for a live sale. Oh, I'm so bummed about that chip. But this bag looks like it did the way I when I brought it home. This is stunning because I can see light through every bit of that. That is incredibly thin, which is why it chipped. I thought they had wrapped everything and they basically shoved tissue paper in the bottom and then didn't actually wrap each item. Yeah, sometimes they are too pretty to drink out of, and you just use them as such pretty little displays. But little cups like that are fun to display things in. I have a small collection of the vintage. I'm going to put all these back in here so I can sort that. Now, this we know needs to be sorted for a live. So we're going to sit that right there. I'm making a little pile that's stuff that has to be sorted for the next live sale. Oh. But I have the old styrene plastic, the old hard plastic, 1950s and 60s cupcake picks. I have some for different holidays. And if you take a little piece of styrofoam, you could put it down in the cup and then and then you can put it now, use something to poke the hole first because those thin plastic things break very easily. But poke a hole first with something like a paintbrush end or something. And then you can put them down in that, and then they stick up above the level of the little cup. And you can use them, you can use those little tiny cups to show those little things. I saw one really neat one where they had poked straws in the styrofoam and the floral enamel pins. They had put the pin part through the top of the straw, and so it looked like you had these little pins growing out of the cup because they were all those great big enamel flower pins, big brooches. They were really cool looking. Work basket magazines. I know I had somebody ask about them at one of the live sales. Well, I just found a whole stack. We're finding good stuff. So, I don't know. And some China, sometimes you end up parceling it out. I will be right back, though. I have to take a bathroom break. I have to take a break. I have to get out of here first. Okay. I'm back. Well, that proved to be a challenge to get out of here because I stuck my foot down on the edge of the box, ripped the box. It's just a storage box, but then my shoe got caught. Yeah, Leslie, I don't know too many places that take China, and unfortunately, like near me, some antique mall places will have vendors who do stuff on consignment. And you might be able to do it that way, but I don't have any of them near me because there used to be one in Marcus Hook that I could take small stuff to. But they had a fire, so they closed down. And the only other nearest one to me she is literally an antique shop. She curates very carefully because she's on the edge of Glen Mills. And so the Antiques Mart only takes stuff from antiques dealers. I've gone in there a couple times. I think I actually filmed in there once, and I don't think I found a single thing that was within my price range. But boy, I found a lot of beautiful stuff to look at. Ardmart Antiques, I think. But it's one of my early videos. Stunning stuff in there. Absolutely stunning. But yeah, I didn't find any, and they don't do none of them do consignment. But if I were out further out in towards your area, um, there were a couple places I found where yeah, they could do consignment lots. And that might be a way for you to deal with your mom and granny's dish sets. I have a whole box of stuff from your mom that I have to get listed because I found a whole box of early American Airlines paperwork in the stuff we moved back. How that box had gotten up into the black hole challenge room, I don't know, but it was up there. I got to get that. That was part of the stuff that I snagged and went, all this has to go to the server in the dining room so that I can go through it quickly and see about getting that stuff going and listed. I need the dollhouse out of the way first because that's taking up the table space out there, so I don't have much of a workspace. But ever onward. Now, how many of you have a spot that's turned into a catch-all spot? We've all got it, right? Somewhere where it's turned into a catch-all and we haven't wanted to go through it or we haven't had the time to go through it. You know, take an hour here and there and just start picking at it. Just start picking at it. We tackled a big one of ours because right in the entryway, the entrances to both of the ends of the dining room kind of became a catch-all. Mike found a winter coat he'd been looking for. I'm like, yeah, because at some point you didn't hang it up, you just tossed it in here onto the pile, and then other stuff got put on top of it. So yeah, that's why you couldn't find your coat. So, but we dealt with a lot of it. Some of it was stuff for other parts in the house. Some stuff was for in the basement. Other stuff went to Goodwill. Yeah, we got a lot dealt with because it's easy for, especially if you live with others, if things get this much chaos, it's very easy for them to go, oh, well, it doesn't matter. And they don't take care of their own stuff and they just kind of add it to the pile and then get mad at you because it disappeared into the pile. Well, who's the fool that put it there in the first place? Like a coat, winter coat you couldn't find. Well, you put it in the closet where it belongs, hang it up. So let's see what else we can get. All right. Uh, Financial summer camp. Oh, which one? That's recycling. This is last year's summer camp. The packet of info from the camp itself. I don't need that anymore, so that's recycling. Oh, that's for the insurance I have. Tells me what's covered and what's not. That's other financial stuff, and that's also stuff that can be recycled. The recycling men are going to hate us when they come. We didn't have recycling last week because of the Martin Luther King holiday, so they didn't do it for that week. Anytime there's a holiday in the week, they skip recycling on Wednesdays. But my front porch has the bin is full. One can is full. There are 2 large boxes filled with boxes and paper that are on the front porch. There's another box that is starting to get filled with magazines and paper that's out there. So my front porch has been overtaken by boxes of recycling. But it's all going out. It's all outdoor. It's more fun. That's a good thing. Oh, that was in a live sale and it didn't sell. It was a kit to make little woolen baby booties. Ah. So this was a lot of fabric. Now, I remember my mom making these. I mostly wanted this one. I remember having these as a kid, and my mom made a few of these. So this is going to go up in my Etsy store. So this will have to go with that child's St. Patrick's Day vest. Get them listed. But this other fabric, all this came with it. So this will have to get added to the fabric sale because I don't need this. This is so cute, but I don't have a little kid. Isn't that cute? But I don't have a little kid. Now this one I like, and I'm not big on strings, but I know a um I have a bear. I have a little boy. I have the bear from what my mom did. She at one point AC Moore had these bears that were about 8 inches high, and she bought they loved her. She went and bought everything they had, which was like 50 bears, and then put an order in at the sale price for 100 more. Most of them are gone, but I have the one of the ones she didn't finish is I have a little boy that's got everything cut out for a Valentine's vest for him. But the doll that was meant to be the little girl, the pattern's there, but the heart appliques are there, but there's no fabric. And the cool part is that the material for him, it's a pink gingham with little white hearts on it. And this fabric has little see them little white hearts. So I thought it would be cool to use this for her dress because I've never found the fabric that she made the boys out of. So I question whether she had enough because she would do that sometimes. Um, and so that in the panel was why I got this. And it was super, even with the shipping, was a super great deal. But now some of it's got to move on to somebody else. So I'm glad I found that because I can get that set aside. I'll put the stuff that'll be for the first fabric sale in the dining room. Um, that's not going to happen until the dollhouse is gone. I have to have room to measure the fabric pieces to know what I've got. And I don't have anywhere to do that until we get the dollhouse out of here. Fingers crossed, that should be soon. Okay, that's for Fiona. That's for Fiona. So I have to send that out. Yeah, isn't that cool? That fabric definitely was 60s or 70s, with all vintage. There's going to be fabric here that is from, I mean, when mom died, come May, first week of May, it'll be 16 years. And when I first started working on getting some stuff out of the dining room, I found fabric then that was for her to make clothes for me when I left the Christian schools and was going to go to Chester High. So that would have been 1981, 82, 82 because I graduated in 84. So so yeah, there and I know there's fabric in there from even before that. We're gonna find fabric in there. They moved it into this house in 1962. We're going to easily find fabric from the 60s and the 70s in that dining room. Definitely. Probably some from even before that because more fabric came in when we had to empty my mom's mother's house. Because she had all kinds of craft stuff and sewing stuff. So I have not been doing crafts because I have no space. I had no space left to do any crafts, which is why when there's a lot of craft stuff, a lot of the craft stuff that was in the Black Hole Challenge room was mine, but then mom started using it as a place to stash some of her fabrics. So um I that's one of the plans for having the Black Hole Challenge be emptied, get it painted, get the I have shelves now for it. Um I have a table for in the corner. I have the desk I want to use in there is out at my sister's. I need to get that refinished, but I need to get the room emptied because that will become my filming studio. That will become the office for Tosh. Um, so I have a diagram all set up of how I can do it so that I can film from different places within the room. I will have shelves for storage. I'll have a desk that's big. It's bigger than these little computer desks. So I would have a place to actually do some crafts. And I think, let's double check on this. I think I might be able to include my sewing machine in there, my 1940s sewing machine, or 1949, I think, is that sewing machine. But it's a good sturdy Singer that can go through anything, drives like a tank. Because I then will have space. My Etsy store is empty because I have nowhere to sew. And I need to refill it with some of the stuff that I found that mom had sewn that I found in the dining room. But yeah, I don't sew clothing because she never taught me how. But I do a lot of craft stuff that I sew, that I decoupage. I'm not super good at painting, so I don't do artistic painting. I don't really know how to do that well. Um, but I've also made my own greeting cards and sold them. I've made pins, I've made jewelry, and a lot of that stuff's here. I've crocheted, I've no, not crocheted, I've cross stitched and needlepoint and yeah, all that stuff. I have supplies. I have enough supplies for that kind of stuff that I would love to get back into being able to do that and get it on my Etsy store because I found crafted stuff does better there. But making things right now is on hold just for the lack of space. So that's on hold. Go chase those chickens. I know, because with no vehicle, you would have to send Tim to come get me. But we will figure it out so that I can come and stay for a day or two, at least for two, hopefully. We'll get it figured out when. I got to take care of some things here first, and then we'll start planning it out of when I can come out and just stay for maybe 2 nights. So it's not, you've not been forgotten, Leslie, honey. You're my sister. You have never been forgotten. You know, sometimes you have sisters that aren't necessarily sisters by blood, but sisters by love. And silly Leon the tuxedo cat, I know who that is. So we are coming up to the 2 hour mark. Oh, my boyfriend is willing to come get me. I haven't forgotten that. I'm teasing. That's actually her husband. We've known each other for a lot of years, since the 80s. Remember that decade. We were also young and full of promise. What the hell happened? Oh my heavens. Gen Xers all the way. Um, so I'm gonna go because we've hit the 2 hour mark. We have Mark's Toys. I know it's Mark's Toys. I will have to figure out which one. Um, they did several versions. Yep, they say Mark's on the bottom. They did several versions of a dollhouse family. Since these are all a solid color and that's that early yellow. So these are possibly ones from the 50s. And I have books on Mark's. Oh, that's right. Mary was the girlfriend. There was a clique of us, and we'd all go out to dinner together after work. And these poor guys that wanted to date any one of us had to run the gauntlet and come out as a friend with the group first. The funny part is as these different men ran the gauntlet, even though some of them, especially one tall one I know of, was supposedly there to meet me. And actually, I believe Beth's was also there to meet me. These three ended up married. I did not. And then Walden Books was closing, so then we didn't get to do it anymore. Nah. But yeah, we had it all worked out as each friend was something different to Tim, which was Leslie's husband. I forgot I was the mistress. Forgotten. It was all in good jest, but how could I forget that? It's been too long. So I'm gonna go, but I'm keep working on this so that hopefully when we have the live chat Thursday night, this will all be further done, and we'll see what we're gonna have a live chat about. Because I don't know yet. Usually I have some kind of overreaching theme for these things, but I don't know that I have one yet in my head for this coming Thursday, but we'll figure it out. Um, it's also time to go because I see the viewers have dropped to 13. I know the chats don't, and work with me don't always have a lot. Most of the views are afterwards. But I hope you all had a good weekend. And a lot of us, it's 4 o'clock. We got to go figure out what we're cooking for dinner. And I notice I have that as a habit. When I don't know what I'm doing, I start like scratching my head. Uh, I realized watching the replays that you could tell when I'm running out of what am I doing next. I start scratching my head. So I will see you guys Thursday night. for the live chat. Watch for, I really, 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 really want to get a drop sale out this week on books or something. The plan was books, but it may not be that. So watch for a drop sale to show up sometime this week. And Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern time, there will be a video coming out with an update and working on the dollhouse and or its contents, because the contents have to be dealt with too. Right now, they're in two big boxes hiding in my oven that doesn't work. So I don't have to worry about anybody accidentally turning the oven on and melting anything, because it doesn't work. So you guys, thank you, Grounded Tarot. So y'all have a good night. And if you want to head out to see anybody else who's live, let's see. Pink Elephant Parlor. Flippin' Crazy is still working on that 27 pounds of jewelry in that box that she's doing an unboxing sale where she's selling it right out of the box. So Flippin' Crazy is still on for her live. And okay, one thing says she's on, and okay, she is still on. Pink Elephant Parlor. Sam is on with a live sale. She had some gorgeous, gorgeous stuff in that preview. I try to stay away from Sam's sales because I'm on a budget. I'm on a budget. She had some Victorian trade cards that I just loved, because one of them was a Gilbert and Sullivan trade card for the Mikado. So it's this little woman in a kimono with a fan in her hand. And I already own that one because I have quite the collection of Victorian trade cards that are all related to Gilbert and Sullivan. That could be a video of its own, the trade cards I have. So you have your choice of if you want to do jewelry sale or if you want to do all kinds of vintage stuff. You have your choices of two channels you can go pop to, Pink Elephant Parlor or Flippin' Crazy. And I will see you guys Thursday night. Goodbye.